The Alchemist. Short audiobook story summary by Paulo Coelho. Welcome to this short summary of The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Santiago is a young shepherd from Spain who loves traveling with his sheep. Although his life is simple, he has a recurring dream about a treasure hidden near the Egyptian pyramids. A fortune teller tells him that the dream is a sign and that he should travel to Egypt to find the treasure. Santiago is unsure, but soon he meets an old man who introduces himself as Melchizedek, the king of Salem. The old man tells Santiago about the idea of a personal legend, the dream or purpose that every person is meant to pursue. Santiago decides to sell his sheep and begin his journey. After reaching Africa, however, his money is stolen. Alone in a strange country and unable to speak the language, Santiago feels defeated. He considers returning to Spain. Instead, he finds work with a crystal merchant. Santiago works hard and introduces new ideas that improve the merchant's business. He earns enough money to return home and buy another flock of sheep, but he realizes that going back would mean giving up his dream. So he chooses to continue toward Egypt. He joins a caravan crossing the desert and meets an Englishman who is searching for an alchemist. During the journey, Santiago begins to understand that the world is full of signs and that people must learn to observe and listen. At an oasis, Santiago meets Fatima and falls in love with her. For the first time, he considers abandoning his journey and staying with her. But Fatima encourages him to follow his dream. She believes that true love does not prevent a person from fulfilling his purpose. Santiago then meets the alchemist, who understands that his journey is about much more than finding gold. The alchemist becomes his guide and teaches him to listen to his heart. Their journey through the desert is dangerous. Santiago learns that fear can stop people from achieving their dreams. He also learns that every experience, including failure, can teach something valuable. Eventually, Santiago reaches the pyramids of Egypt. He begins digging for the treasure he has dreamed about for so long, but thieves attack him and take his money. One of the thieves laughs at Santiago's dream. He tells Santiago that he himself once dreamed about treasure buried beneath a ruined church in Spain, but he was not foolish enough to travel there. Santiago suddenly understands the meaning of the dream. The ruined church is the very place where he had once lived with his sheep. The treasure was actually waiting in Spain, where his journey had begun. Santiago returns to Spain and goes to the old church. He digs beneath the tree and discovers a treasure chest filled with gold and precious objects. His dream has finally come true. But the real treasure is not simply the gold. Santiago has changed during his journey. He has learned courage, patience, perseverance, love, and the importance of following his dreams. He also discovers that sometimes we must travel far from home to understand the value of what was already close to us. The central message of The Alchemist is powerful. Follow your dream, even when the path is uncertain. Fear may tell us to remain comfortable. Failure may tell us to give up. But every step can teach us something and take us closer to our purpose. Santiago's journey reminds us that a dream becomes meaningful only when we have the courage to pursue it. And sometimes the greatest treasure is not what we find at the end of the journey, but the person we become along the way. Thank you for listening to this summary of The Alchemist, presented by ReadBook a Month.